Hi, my name is Chris Connors, and today I'm going to be making easy cheesy baked keto cauliflower casserole. We are going to be incorporating some broccoli into it, but the ingredients that we have, we're going to be using riced cauliflower, like I said, the broccoli. We've got some black pepper, we've got some kosher salt, butter, and then we've got an array of cheeses. We've got Parmesan, triple cheddar, and sharp cheddar. And I've already sprayed down my pan that I'm going to be using today. I've sprayed it down with some original canola oil blend spray. And then I've also got a bowl already filled with water that I'm going to be boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And as I said, I'm going to already preheat the oven. It's preheating at 375. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting everything together so that way I can put it into my pan. So while this is preheating and the water is boiling, I'm going to pour in 4 cups of the riced cauliflower, and I'm going to be pouring in 2 cups of the broccoli that we have. The reason that I'm doing 4 cups of the cauliflower and 2 cups of the broccoli is because it's going to be serving 6 people, and I am just making better proportion sizes for both the cauliflower and the broccoli. I'm also cooking the cauliflower and the broccoli together because they're pretty similar in food type. But I'm keeping the broccoli full pieces, and I'm keeping I have the riced cauliflower. While I'm waiting, I'm going to just pour in all of the cheeses that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to use 1.5 cups of sharp cheddar. And then for both the Parmesan and the triple cheddar, I'm only going to use 1/2 cup. This is just going to speed up the process of making sure that we get everything together and organized. So while I'm waiting for everything for the water to boil so that I can put everything in, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm making this. So the recipe that I have is keto. Keto has been known to help with epilepsy, along with those that are trying to lose a lot of weight. You can lose weight rather quickly, and to stay on it, you can, really keep the weight off along with exercise, but it helps those that are just new to dieting, helps them lose weight so that they are able to get on their feet and exercise, and then keep a good, healthy diet. So as my water is coming to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and add in the cauliflower and broccoli. All good. So since my water already went to a boil, I added in the broccoli and the cauliflower. And I'm just going to set this on. I'm going to reduce it down to about medium-ish medium heat. I'm going to put it at 6, and I'm just going to let that boil for 5 minutes, and then I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of salt while that is boiling. And this is the kosher salt that I'm using. So the broccoli and cauliflower have been boiling for about 5 minutes now, and I'm going to use this colander and drain this out, and then I'm going to put it back in this bowl so that I can put it into the plate and add the cheese to it. So now all you're left with is the broccoli and the cauliflower, and now you're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And then you're going to mix that in until the butter is melted. So I'm just going to take a spoon here and mix this around. And while I have already mixed in the butter, I'm going to now add the cheeses. Just shake them in. And then stir that up a little bit more so that the cheese melts into it. And it melts and gets soft pretty quickly because it's already, really hot in here. So I've turned off my oven, and I'm now going to just add the mixture into the pan. And then once it's added in, I'm going to spread it around so that it's not just concentrated in one spot. Make sure you get everything out of there. And then once this is in, you're just going to spread it around a little bit so that it covers the pan. Pat it down. And then once you've done this, what I like to do is I'm just going to take just a pinch of our sharp cheddar cheese from earlier. And I'm just going to drizzle a slight amount over the top. And along with that, I'm going to add some pepper. I'm going to take 1 full teaspoon, but I'm just going to sprinkle it around. And this just adds some season, some taste to it. Make sure you get the corners. And then once this is done, you're going to put this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until it's melted and lightly browned. While that's in the oven cooking, I like to kind of clean up a bit, put things back like the black pepper and the salt and my cheeses, and just make sure that the dishes are in the sink for right now. They will be getting cleaned over the time period that this will be cooking. So while that's cooking, I just wanted to go over some nutritional facts about the casserole that I made. Like I said before, it's a low-carb, high-fat, a ketogenic diet. And I looked over a lot of the ingredients that I put into it, and a lot of them are showing 0 total carbs, or I think like the most was 9 total carbs, and that was the broccoli. and the cauliflower also had 16 total carbs, but other than that, everything was 0 carbs. And there was also some protein, but I realized that there wasn't a lot of protein, and there were 0 fats up to, I want to say 18, 20, and then I saw that the cheese had 54, but a lot of things that the cheese provides that are good, even though it does have high fat, was that it provided a lot of the vitamins that are essential, like the vitamins A, D, and K. And I saw there were also vitamin B12 in the casserole itself. There are also a lot of calcium, protein, magnesium, zinc, and other minerals that are contained in the casserole, so it is a pretty healthy meal. What I was thinking about when I was making it was I saw that it had reached 26 grams of total carbs when everything was added up. And so I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, 26 grams, I recommended that they stay under 30 grams of carbs per day. But when you think about it, that was for 6 whole servings. So if it was 26 grams for 6 servings, then you would just divide that by 6, and then that would be the total amount of carbs that you would get for dinner or whatever meal you're making this for. Some special tips, practical tips that I was coming up with when I was making the casserole was, with casseroles you can really add a lot of vegetables and color to your recipes. I saw that also if you puree your vegetables, you can also lose weight quicker. That was just something that I found on one of the websites that was showing my recipe. And it's also really, really good for those who are on the go a lot, where you can meal prep and save time. You just have to heat it up. And you can make it in bulk. Like, as I was saying, I'm making 6 servings. I am making it for my friend's birthday party tomorrow, which is still social distancing, but I wanted to at least give her something. So I'm making this for 6 servings, but if I was just by myself making this, this would be able to last a week if it was stored properly and covered properly. And another great thing about this is if you did want to add protein to it, you could add some chicken or steak, or another one that I was going to add today, but I ended up not, was turkey bacon, just so that you get a little bit more flavor through that, instead of if you aren't a total fan of broccoli, you could have substituted, a protein. And one last tip that I came up with was you can really, really add color when you are making a casserole. If you have other vegetables or other foods in your fridge that you're like, hey, I might not like this by itself, I might want to add it with cheese and broccoli and cauliflower, and then it will probably taste really, really good, because casseroles are really kind of just dishes that they can contain so many vitamins, so many minerals, if you just wanted to add something different to it. Okay, so it just went off. I'm going to check it. It looks pretty good. We're going to take it out, put it on top. This is what it looks like. It's still cooking a little bit. And we're going to let that sit for about a couple of minutes, and then go ahead and plate it. And then also I'm going to store it so that I can bring it to my friend tomorrow. So since it's cooled off a bit, I'm going to put a piece on my plate, and we're going to go ahead and try it. Very cheesy. So I don't really know if you could tell from the video, but I am not usually a very good cook. So we're going to go ahead and try this and then see how it is. That's actually really good. That's actually really good, and I'm really proud of this. So this is it really was pretty simple, healthy, very fun meal prepping food that was pretty simple to make, so I do recommend. 10 out of 10.